This week on Between Two Biomes, Masta and Mashie take a look at 6 courses, but one of them looks oddly familiar. We just couldn't place it. Let us know. And we have a big warrior come through the gauntlet, but he's got 4 big weapons in his pockets. Let's see what happens. Okay,
We're back.
May 12th, episode 20 of Between Two Biomes with 2 crazy guys.
You did you ever think we'd get to 20?
I didn't think we'd get to 18. I didn't think we'd get to 5.
Here we are, 20.
Here
Still
we go,
going.
20. And
Still
we
getting
are
courses
and
released.
we're creeping along at 973 subscribers.
73.
We lose one, we get one, we lose one, we get one. We're gonna have to figure out how to get over 1,000. I feel like there's almost like a 1,000 subscriber curse for anything GSPro related, because I know
Yeah.
Eagles and Birdies, he's been getting up there.
He,
Ralph P is stuck at like 940, I think.
ooh, that reminds me. I have a Ralph P story, so hang on to that. Hang on to
Okay.
that. I'll come back to that. So you mentioned Ralph, and it just
Ralph.
cued me. I gotta. Yep. I
Now,
gotta come
now
back to my
Rusty
Ralph story.
Dave, he was going strong, but he's kind of stopped doing his videos.
Well,
I
he's
thought,
busy flying around the world.
yeah.
You know,
Sim
he's
Center. How
actually
many did Sim
flying.
Center have? Where is he
By the
flying?
way, I saw it on the score. He's actually flying eagles and birdies around the country, it seems. Did
Yes,
you?
yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Well, he met Stingray for lunch or something, and did you see the picture of them eating like breakfast together someplace?
No, I didn't. Was that Eagles and Birdies met Sting, or was
No,
that
no, it
Rusty
was
Dave met
Rusty,
Sting?
Dave, and Sting got together and had breakfast. It was fantastic. They showed a picture. It was cool.
Rusty Dave, if you ever land in Denver, ping me. I'll treat you to breakfast or a cocktail, depending upon.
Yep.
You're not allowed to fly after that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, so episode 20, May
Yep.
12th. It's my wife's birthday today. She let me out of she let me do the show tonight. Actually, she's in bed. It's late.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Masta. Or is it Mrs. Blasta? I don't know what
Miss,
they call it.
oh, I don't know. I don't know. Let's not do that.
You should. We're not going to go there. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Cross the line.
Let's get right into drinks, right?
Let's go.
Because I'm
Okay.
excited.
Okay. I want to hear
know,
you got something new here.
I got something new, and there's a little story behind it. So last weekend, my daughter plays a lot of field hockey, so we had to have travel field hockey. So we were down in the Philadelphia area, and we went to Victory Brewing Company, which I'm a beer drinker.
Yep.
But I walked in
Yep.
there, and they had this room set aside where they had bourbon and this like for sale. I was like, well, I gotta get a bottle, right?
Sold.
So there's this company. It's called Southern Tier Distilling Company.
Ooh, I'm writing this one down. Hold on. Southern Tier. Okay.
And it's I think they're based out of New York, but
Okay.
New York State. So you always have like these great bourbons, and they have these great descriptions on it. So I finally have one. So here we go.
I love it. Elevate your game.
There we go. Beautiful vanilla and leather scented deep golden brown bourbon. Smooth
Wow.
caramel and oak, lingering like the last light of the day on the waters of nearby Lake Chautauqua, I think it is. We love our bourbon, and we bet you will too. Made in small batches with 100% New York State grains and perfectly aged over 2 years in open air seasoned premium white oak barrels with a number
Man,
3 character.
I love a good small batch where they're using local water, local corn,
There it
local
is.
barley. That's there. Do you love it as much as they say you'll love it?
I like it.
Okay.
I certainly no
Okay.
complaints. I'm happy with it, and I'm going to drink it. Probably a couple glasses here as the show goes on.
That sounds. I'm writing that one down. You know me and my small batches. I like those. So
You know what we might have to
I'll
do at some point is, as you're accumulating all your bottles, because we try
yeah
to do,
yeah yeah.
and I'm accumulating mine. Maybe someday we just do a swap.
I think that's a great idea. And then like I'm gonna give kudos to my wife, like huge wife kudos, because we have a bar like most people do. We have a bar in our main floor, kind of off the kitchen. And the way the bar is set, we have these 2 cabinets that have the glassware in it. And between the 2 cabinets are these open shelves. And on the open shelves, we've got some shit that's just, decorative crap up there. And my wife looked at me this yesterday and said, I think we need to take all this crap down and put your bottles of bourbon up there.
Yes, I
And I'm like,
love you.
I'm like, score. She's like, you're really you're amassing quite a collection of all these, and we should actually show these bourbons off. And I'm like, I love that idea. So score. So that's my weekend project this weekend. I'll take a picture and when we're all done and put it up
Absolutely.
there.
Yeah, so we'll have to do a bourbon swap.
I like that idea. I think it's a great idea. We need to figure out how we can get a couple of folks. I do know there's a couple of folks who really enjoy when we talk about what we drank in our bourbons and stuff, right? And so I'd love to figure out a way that we can do this and include other folks as well. I don't know how to do that, but like if somebody's like, "Hey, I want to taste this too," so I don't know. We have to figure out a 3-way or 4-way swap or something.
Maybe we have to get creative there, right?
Maybe we need to do a between 2 biomes golf weekend and bourbon sampling somewhere, like in person, sometime over the summer. Maybe we should figure out if there's interest out there. Maybe we do somewhere central and we get a handful of folks who listen and want to go, make a 17 on a hole and drink some bourbon.
Oh, geez, there we go. More on that later, right?
Through the whole show. It's not going to end, my friend. Welcome to the 17th edition of your life.
All right. So, what are you drinking? What you got?
I am. I'm following your trend. I'm going to tell you this. I am drinking out of another local Colorado distillery. We seem to have no short supply of local distilleries around here.
Well, that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. This is from a distillery called Downslope Distillery. It's out of Centennial, Colorado.
I like the name.
And it's all of their stuff is kind of skiing themed and named. And this one is their double diamond whiskey. I'm actually not doing bourbon tonight. I'm doing a good old fashioned whiskey. It is dark. I poured this into a glass and it kind of looked like coffee. But it is good.
So something you didn't know about me was I was a nationally ranked downhill skier in college.
This is like honesty hour. Like we need some honesty hour music. This is really.
I went to nationals in college and placed 9th one year.
Wait, but you're in Pennsylvania, aren't the hills the size of like a roof?
So I started skiing in Pennsylvania, but I actually went to a boarding school in Vermont.
Nice.
During the winter. So I went to starting in November, I flew out to Colorado and trained because they had snow early, and then I went to Vermont. And then in the spring, when ski season wound down, I came back to Pennsylvania and played baseball. And I was
you're digging the whole Downslope Distillery.
Oh yeah, yes, that's why it's like I like the name.
Yeah,
yep,
yeah, it's like right in your wheelhouse there. I will tell you what, my friend, I will pick you up one and send a bottle your way, and that way. Why don't we do that? I'll grab one and send it your way, and then you find one and send it my way, and we'll go that. Right. We'll do that.
Definitely do that. Absolutely.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. We're going with the bourbon swap. Here we go. Right.
I like it. I like it.
All right. So the part of the show everyone wants to get into is wait, what is this? Did you put this in here?
I did. So
wait a minute. So you're just being sneaky.
I went looking for. I want to interject here for just a moment because I actually have. It's not a GSPro feature of the week, and I it's amazing what you can find on the interwebs. I went looking for a feature of the week.
Now, should I put the video back in here, or should I?
No, I don't. No, I don't think so. It's okay. Right. And so, but and so we can queue up. We'll get Steve, our producer, to queue up some feature of the week music here. But this is actually not a feature, but there's something you don't know. Okay, that I want to share with you. So I've been working behind the scenes for a little bit now with our friend Above the Pin, ATP. Okay? And you probably didn't realize the post that he's going to make on Discord in just a few minutes. Now, I happen to get a screenshot of it. Okay?
This is
of what's coming. Okay? So go ahead and click to the next one, and I will share with everybody.
And I am not aware of what's going on. here. You snuck this in. Okay. I'm afraid because I've done this to you a lot. You've never done this to me. All right, here we go.
This is the next beta version of GSPro coming. Okay, this is straight from ATP's Discord, channel. Yes. So first off, notice the released version. Okay, it's 2.0.5.17 in honor of you.
Oh jeez, no.
So we've got the 17 in there for the release version, and he's got appreciation and admiration for all of the amazing features. So look at what they're adding in this next release. They're adding in your random vehicle noises. So when you're on the tee, you get honked at. We get to actually set percentages of balls go in the hazard. So guess what? On Sanctuary, 90% of the balls that go in the hazard are lost. It's just lost balls. Just get ready for it. Okay, it's coming.
Nice.
We can change the penalty in the roughs now. That's awesome. This is really deep rough, and this is really easy rough. It's like a fairway.
So 100% penalty. So you swing and it doesn't move.
It doesn't go anywhere. The ball doesn't go anywhere.
You're just hacking like a lawnmower.
Exactly. So all the random wait times, I think that's brilliant. The ability to stand on the tee box and just have to wait because the freaking guys.
I have to say, hold up. This isn't a feature request. This is a whole new version.
These are all you gave half of these. A bunch of these are yours. So, bunker shots actually spin. You can get a bunker under the green and actually
you can spin it out, pull it back to the pin.
My favorite one that they've added in right now is that if anybody gets a 17 on a hole, there's a big GSPro pop-up that says, now you're as cool as Master Blaster for getting a 17.
And if people don't know what's going on here, we're going to get to it, so stay tuned.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows. Maybe they don't. I don't know. They had to be. These people have to watch Discord if they don't know what's. We'll get into the why 17. Jeez, my God.
So huge shout out to ATP, friend of the show, admirer of ours apparently. Thanks ATP, and thanks for this next release is amazing. I can't wait for it to get into the servers.
Well done. You got me good on that one. And honestly, this was not covered in pre-show. He snuck this in here, so
I did. And little clip artwork there. So
it looks like it's really good. It does look like a legitimate Discord message. Nice. It's great. I love it. Good stuff.
All right, let's go. Enough screwing around.
So courses this week. So Mashie, how many courses came out this week?
6, 5, 5.5, 5. Well, I don't know.
How many did you guess?
6.
You need to double that. You
I think I guessed 12 or 11.
You guys tell it. I said 6, and you thought I was insane, right?
Yeah.
Actually, both our Dyer and who else? It was who was on the show last week? It was our Dyer and
from they did the win. Oh my God, I know the course. I can't remember their names. Oh my God, I'm only part way into my bourbon.
Oh, we drink more.
Chris.
Yes.
Chris and Ryan.
Yes, Chris and Ryan. And they even said higher. I think they said 11, 12, 13, and you guys all thought I was
higher
insane.
Than me. Yeah, one went higher than me, one went lower than me, and so I was sandwiched in there. And you went low, my friend, and you nailed it.
Yes. All arms. Yeah, all arms. Jeez, my gosh.
All arms. Thank you. All arms.
That's
yes,
horrible.
You nailed it with the 6. Kind of there's one course that I don't know if it truly counts as a new release.
Yeah, let's talk about that, right? So we had 4 on this page. So we got Indian Pond Country Club by the Golf Boy.
The Golf Boy.
Moose Landing by Pac-Man.
Yep.
And Ottawa, not Ottawa, Canada, Ottawa, Ohio. Didn't have any idea that even existed.
That is so funny. I actually saw Ottawa and immediately thought Canada and didn't even realize it was Ohio until you just pointed it out. No wonder the course looked out of place. I thought I was in Canada.
Westfields Gof Club in Clifton, Virginia by Adam TC4. Sea Island Seaside, which is something I just like to say and Makes me want to skip around all happy at the beach, Sea Island, Seaside, and get some taffy at the Seaside with Sally.
I'm glad he did Sea Island. Sea Island's one of the places that we're kind of looking at to maybe go on a family vacation this summer. My daughter and I will go play a couple rounds. I'm glad he put this one in here.
Nice. So I was not St. Islands in Georgia. So cool.
Yeah, it's not. It's right off the coast of Georgia. It's beautiful.
So then there's this new course, which I haven't heard of. I heard it's pretty good, which is this Georgia Club of Phoenix. So
It's a goat track, man. It is like it is like it's the golf club of Phoenix, man. It's burned
yeah.
out most of the months of the
I
year
wonder who
because it's like
commissioned RunPud and R Dyer to
I
do
don't
this.
know. I
But
don't know. But I don't know.
yeah,
I'm not even sure it constitutes a release.
yeah.
Yep.
And then Rocky Gap Golf Club by another one by Pac-Man this week. And
Which doesn't have a location. It doesn't really exist. There's no location on Rocky Gap.
yes, it's in the
It's
gap.
just it's in the gap.
It's in the gap.
So you might miss it if you drive past it too fast. All right, let's
Indian
go there.
Pond. So Kingston, MA is Massachusetts, right?
Massachusetts, yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot of New England courses because he lives up there.
Yep. Yep.
So this is a champion caliber golf facility located in Pinefield Woods in Kingston, Massachusetts, if you didn't know that.
Is this a champion caliber release? That's the question.
Well, we're going to find out here, aren't we?
We are.
So Parkland style course, okay?
Yeah.
And I thought, so this is a V4 course, so newer tools. I think this had to be a commission. Again, nothing too customized on here. One thing this seems like a theme with the Golf Boy is I wish he'd pay a little bit closer attention to his tee placement. There's a lot of holes.
A little crowded.
Yes, you get to certain holes and like so here, and I'll have to turn on my my mouse tracker a little bit here. Hold on a second. But looking up ahead here, he's got all this green that you see here, and spread these tees out so they're not so crowded. Because when you're standing on here, and I think I did play the blue tees at one point, I felt like all of a sudden there's another tee box like right on top of it. So space them out a little bit, right?
My only guess is he's probably trying to match as closely as he could the yardage on the scorecard.
Don't do that.
And
Don't
listen,
bother.
Golf Boy, the scorecard yardages are never accurate, and the tees move around all the time anyway. So as long as you're close, it's fine.
Yeah, I never learned so much about my home course as when I built it and realized how they made that course on paper look longer than it really is.
And prettier in pictures too, because they always oversaturate the pictures. Yeah. Yep.
I thought this was pretty cool. Like with V4 now, we can not only can you get rid of the hard edge with a blend, but you can use vertex painting and just get rid of the edge altogether. So I thought this was really cool how he did this. The only thing I would like to see though is that green grass that he has in there to the right that you see here. Maybe push it out a little bit closer to that edge and mix in a little bit more drier grass, because you're going, to me, this dirt patch is a drier look. So use a little bit drier grass, I would say. Mix at least some in there, right?
100% agree. I love the and by the way, Golf Boy, I don't know if you watch the videos or not. I think you do. I think you're doing really well. I think your course designs, especially with the V4 tools, have gotten much better. So great job. Really, really nice done. Love the vertex painting here. Agree wholeheartedly on the colors. Love to see that grass pushed out a little bit more so it's not quite so that dead spot. And the last thing I'll note on this one, I don't think we have it in another screenshot, but is I just don't like, it's not a birch tree. I don't like the color of the trunk on that one tree right there. And you can see them off in the left in the distance too. Darken those trunks up a little bit. They're not birch trees.
And you got to keep in mind, and I think John or DPR just posted again today and pinned it to one of the channels for the V4 stuff, is you have to turn the specular all the way down in V4. Got to turn it down.
Smoothness and specular need to go all the way down on every single prefab.
I don't know if that's the problem here. These don't look like they have that glowing hue that is that problem, but
it's an elm tree. It's just the wrong color on the elm tree.
Yep. So one thing I found is I would have liked to see either one of two things with, in particular, bunkers here, which is either make them a little bit deeper to give them a little bit more like depth, or do a sat shader to a little bit more depth. And I know,
Or do both.
yeah, or do both. Right, exactly. Because I know the Patreon guys, you guys are doing this for commission. You have to do it, on a, if you quote unquote budget. Um, so and so maybe that's just too
Mm.
much extra time to go through that here. But they
Yeah, and
look a
listen,
little
to be
flat.
fair, you're right. I don't even think about that sometimes. I think about how I design, but I don't do
Yes.
it in the quantity they do. I don't do them for commission, so I can take, like you, we can take our time and do that. And so that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. But yes, if you're gonna do a little depth would be great.
Yep. Just a little pancakey there.
Yep.
So here does show that those trees are
There's
looking
the
really
trees.
off white, and this was just, I think this was just supporting my point earlier, which is the tees are just a little too close sometimes.
Yep.
You got all that tee box in front of you, man. Move those things forward. Spread them
Yep.
out a little bit. So this was also something I added in, and I think we're going to see a little bit more, and we're going to get a little bit more picky on V4 when we see stuff like this, which is, this is his fairway, and he's got
Yep.
mow lines in the fairway.
Yep.
You shouldn't have mow lines though back here or around this area
He's
that
gonna
I'm.
vert paint that out.
Yeah, so what you can do is you convert paint that out, which means you can change this to a different color and do a color and a texture where you remove the mow lines and just paint that out, because let's face it, you won't have mow lines here that you see on.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
um, pretty minor thing, but just, I think, kind of a heads up for everybody else. You found an interesting thing on the water, huh?
I did. So number 9, Golf Boy water to the right of the fairway. Number 9 is no water collider, and also the hazard is set as it lies. So just like last week, I did manage to make a birdie out of the water. Um, so good there, but probably not good for for actual gameplay.
Yeah. Um, Gameplay wise, though, this was a fun course.
Fun course.
I want to say I'm not a great golfer, but it was a thinking man's course. There's some really narrow fairways to it. You just can't whip out driver on every hole and go after it. So I thought that
Shot
was really cool.
placement was important.
Yes, very
I put
important.
this one in. There were, I don't know if this is my opinion, but I also think this is a fact. Too many holes were too close to the edge. Now, the good news was none of the greens were like an elevated mountain green where if you rolled it off the green, it's going to roll 30 yards down the fairway. But they were so close. There's no way that's a regulation. You're about 1.5 feet from the edge. That was one example. I actually had about 4 or 5 screenshots that I just decided to use this one instead. So I would move all of your tees a little bit further in away from the edges to make them a little more regulation.
Which pins? I played, like, I think I played Sunday pins, and
I
they were
think I played
right up on
Friday
the edge.
pins.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I played Friday pins.
yeah. Don't get too crazy with your pin placement. I mean, yeah, just
Yep,
don't. Yep, keep it out
yep.
in the middle of the fairway or the middle of the green.
And then this, like, dude, this is interesting. I want to know if you know, and I didn't go on the web and look it up, but like, what is the deal with the target house? Like, and like Masta and I were talking before the show. My routine, not just when we review courses for the show, but like when I play in the sim, I go on the first tee and I kind of like use the mouse and I look all the way around me 360. I want to see, is there a clubhouse behind me? Is there is there a putting green? What are my surroundings? The way I do it. And on this course, when you turn all the way around from the first tee, there's nothing there. You can see where there would be a clubhouse, but there's nothing there. And then there's even out of bounds on the course where there would be houses, but the houses aren't there, which that's cool. Your decision to put houses or not, no big deal. And then there's this one house of the whole course that's not even directly on the course with a giant Target logo. So maybe it's the Target CEO. I don't
Yeah.
know, but
Well,
what is
I
it?
think I noticed this house too, and it would be one thing if the target was on there, but this isn't something that you could even really hit from the course, right?
No. Unless I missed something complete. Maybe he and Ryan got together and this is their version of target golf from the
Yeah.
eighth hole, and you got a specific shot out of bounds off that to bound. I don't know,
Maybe
but
it's the CEO of Target and he owns the golf course. Maybe.
maybe I just want to know if you know. So anyway, good job, golf ball. No real big issues, some small things here and there.
Yeah. Pac-Man at a course, Moose Landing, and not Ottawa, Canada, but
Canada.
Ottawa, Ohio. Um, So
Short course, man, by the way. If you go back real quick, the back
yeah,
tees is only 6,400. This is a short course.
reminds me of my home course here. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
A
Uh,
fun course. You don't have to hit driver every day. You literally can pull. If you look at from the back tees, the longest one of the par fives is like 518 or something like 520. So you could literally hit 3 wood on most holes or shorter. So if you're looking for a non-driver course, this is it.
yeah, I turned this one on and I was trying to guess where it was, and I initially guessed like because it was so flat, I was kind of thought it might be Georgia, but like the trees didn't match up. There were a lot of birch trees and things like the vegetation
Yep.
that matched Georgia. But when I saw Ohio, it started to make sense. So one thing I like that he did, and we don't see very often, is just these undulating tee boxes,
Yeah.
And when he did this, I was like, I'm so a lot of times when I build my courses, I want them either perfectly circular or square. I was like, you don't need to, and I think it works really well with what he did here. The birch
But I
trees look
assume
really
that's
good.
where they are in real. I assume that's the way they are in real
Oh, I'm
life.
sure they
He just,
are.
he,
Yeah,
yeah,
yes, and yeah, I think he did a great job. Now this, I think we talked to Pac-Man. I think this is more of a basic build that he did, right? It's
yeah.
V3,
V3.
um,
Yep.
and I think the birch trees look great. I also just like, so here's a bridge. He had a couple bridges in here, and he just did. I do appreciate when someone takes a bridge and curves it so it
Curves
matches
it
the
around
cart
to match
path,
the cart
right?
path.
And looks
Curve
very
100%
natural.
agree.
Um,
Yep. And back to your birch trees, if you look in the upper right hand corner, those are birch tree or those ones too. Those are birch trees. Those trunks are
yes,
supposed to be those colors.
yes,
So that's the difference between what we just saw in the previous tree.
yes, absolutely, for sure. Um, I think with Pac-Man, he didn't. There's not a lot of grasses, and you can see the hard edge here in the blends. It's not a V4 course, so and I think he was limited on the amount of time he could do to disguise these hard edges in here, given the kind of course. Um, One thing I did find on here, which is interesting, was this is the tee box on number 5, and it's like concaved. So I don't know if like he didn't flatten this one, or
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 just a mistake when he was leveling tee
yeah,
boxes.
maybe it was an errant, when he was working
Yeah.
on the train, just an errant click someplace.
Yep.
Just a surprise for something that Pac-Man would do. Uh,
This was a great hole. The 18 was so good
yes,
looking.
this is a great looking hole.
Yep.
And I think even I don't know if it was a description or maybe I went out and did some research. They said the 18th island green is like their signature hole there.
Yep.
Really cool, fun hole. Something that I enjoyed playing for sure.
And listen, if you are not a designer but you're watching, don't think V3 courses don't look good. This
Yeah.
is a really good looking V3 courses. Both of Pac-Man's course, I mean, most V3 courses look good, but both of his courses this week look really good. So don't write off a course just because it's V3.
Oh, one thing I also want to note on here, the outer like area of this course was really cool because he captured like the feeling of it, like just being
Feel.
a lot of farmland around it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
thought that was really cool, really nice. Um, Custom clubhouse. I was trying to figure out though what he was doing with these dark areas. Was this something left over from a sat shader?
Has to
Um,
be.
now these are kind of sloped areas, so I was just trying to figure out what they
Slope
kind of look he
shader?
was. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know if I it and the
I don't
thing
know.
is from low down, I think it looks a lot better than up here. And I was just trying to
Okay.
figure out what he was trying to do. So like on the green and looking here, I think it looked fine. It's interesting though. I don't know if it's vert painting or what he was trying to do.
No, no, it's interesting though. I agree.
Yep.
Although, yeah, I mean, I guess you can vert paint in V3, just the tools is a little harder.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I'm thought that this is V3.
It's
So I
V3,
said
so
it
you have to
probably
do it
is
in
not. It's
Blender.
probably is yeah, sat then.
Yeah, it's got to be sat then, or he's doing vert painting in Blender.
Yep. The other one that he did, Rocky Gap.
Yep,
So the
cool course. I
only
like this one.
the only Jack Nicklaus course in Maryland. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, better yardages too. Like for me, I like the 6900. I play 66 generally. So I played on Tuesday, this past week, at a course that I'm actually designing. I got to go out and play the course that I'm working on,
Nice.
and we played from the tips, and I think it was 6800 from the tips. So I like a little bit longer course. This one suited better to my game.
Nice. Cool. Flintstone, Maryland. So this was
It
tee
feels
box
like
number
Maryland.
one. It does feel like Maryland. Exactly
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Um, this was, oh, so this isn't particularly a major thing at all. So there was this one tree that I found here that the billboards weren't quite right. And in pre-show, Mashie, we talked about this, which was how I think stuff like this happens. So this tree that I've highlighted, you can see several spots where I kind of pointing out, it's like this light colored
Yep.
evergreen
Like a
tree.
pine or evergreen.
This is the tree zoomed up close. So this is
So it
lots,
is that kind of lighter color. I don't know how to call it, more
depending though,
olivey
and this is
color.
what I'm pointing out here, depending on where
The
you,
light.
yeah. So the right side of this tree, which is exposed to quote unquote sunlight on the course, or
Yep.
directional light, is much lighter in that olive color, but the other side is dark.
Dark.
But
It's
this
almost
is
black.
LOD 0, which has shadows enabled. But
Yep.
if you zoom out, okay, um, this is the color that the tree turns. This might be LOD 2. And I think what happened is the video that John Meyer says on adjusting your billboards, he essentially has you changing your distance in VS Pro so that you can take your LOD 0 and put it right next to your billboard. So
Yep.
in a case like this, it really depends on which which part of
Yeah.
this tree you decide to match against, right? So you can
Yep.
see how you get that mismatch. So I do things a little bit differently, which is I take my biome, I disable every tree except for the one that I'm adjusting the billboard in, and I zoom out and then I adjust it from a distance so that my farthest LOD matches my billboards. A little bit of a
And it's
different
funny.
approach.
Yeah, and we were talking in the show. I actually do both of your approaches without actually. I use John's approach in the beginning, so I
Yeah.
set my render distance close so I can see the billboard next to the lot 0. I get a color that is proximate. Then I zoom out, get rid of the trees as
And then tweak
well,
it.
and then tweak it from there. So I kind of do both of the. I combine the two of you without knowing that you did it that way until pre-show.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's why maybe I don't know. I guess maybe that's why we see a lot of people have like these kind of like different billboard results on what they end up with.
Well, I think it's interesting. I don't know if it matters or not. I'd be curious if John has an opinion on this. But like, since John did those videos, we've brought so many new types of trees into
Oh,
the
that's
game,
right.
whether it be nature manufacture or the. So I wonder if the different types of trees have different colorizations in the laws, which
Oh,
makes
there's definitely trees I think that change color throughout their lots.
yeah, exactly.
And
So
I think it's almost has to be that's why I feel like it almost has to be done on a tree by tree basis now because just like you said, we've got a lot more different
yeah,
trees and
and and we're mixing them. Like you mix base pack trees with nature manufacture with
forced.
the forest trees, and all of them need to be billboarded a little bit differently.
Yeah, and unfortunately we can't give people billboards because as soon as you import it in the VS Pro at as soon as you import it, that's when it creates the billboard and uses
Right.
default. So we can't, just give
Right.
you those. Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right. Um, so this was a
This is
whole.
cool.
I thought this was really cool. So this is a whole. What I did was I just went up in the air to kind of show you even a little bit
Up
better.
to
Where these
yep.
cliffs and these roads in the background, which look so to me realistic on the
Yep.
whole.
Yep.
But you can see if you zoom in and when I'm zooming in now to a point where your golf ball's never going to be, it looks like crap, but you don't ever see this and it was just sat shader, right?
Yeah.
It works great. So,
He did it perfect. He doesn't need to
yeah.
go in and spend time over there because from here and where the game's
Yeah.
gonna go, you'll never see it.
Yes, he understands I think the level of effort needed perfectly.
I'm just so disappointed there weren't traffic and trucks and a horn going when you're on the green over there and like I mean come on
Yeah.
Pac-Man you're slacking off in your basic builds.
Yeah. There were a lot of really good looking holes on this course. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was well
really
done.
nicely done. Found a
Um,
tree,
Found a tree on hole 9. Yeah,
number
blocking the tee
9 black
boxes.
tee.
Yep. Um, One thing I don't think he had, and Pac-Man's really good at optimizing. There
Yeah.
these bushes. You can see the line where you can see the render distance for the bushes. I think on a couple holes it would have been nice to have those pushed out maybe 100 meters. But you can see, I think he was pretty close performance-wise if he pushed those out. I don't know the try count on those bushes. Maybe if he pushed it out, maybe the performance would have suffered a little bit. But it was one thing I noticed on the flyovers that that bush would kind of build out. It was a little distracting, but
There's a
they're
fair
minor.
number of trees in this course, so I could see it pushing the performance a little bit.
Yeah, more of a message for other people, just something you could consider. Um, and then
Yep.
Sea Island Seaside Course, my favorite
Jay
name of the
Pruitt.
week, by Jay Pruitt. Um,
Jay Pruitt.
so you're familiar with this area in Georgia?
Well, no, it's on our list to
Oh,
go.
that's right. That's right.
I've never been there. I've heard really good things about the resort and about the area and about the golf course, more importantly.
Okay.
But no, I've actually never been here. I
Okay.
want to say it's a sister resort to maybe the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs, so I have to look it up, something like that.
Okay. Your distance though, that 69, 66, right?
66, 69. Yeah, I would play, white or a white black combo or something like that. It's a good distance.
Yeah. So this is Jay Pruitt's. What do we decide? It's his 10th course around
10th
that.
course. We looked it up.
And we wrote to each other earlier in the week. They were like, "Wow, this course is really good." We were very impressed. So I went back and I found Jay Pruitt's first course that he did, which was, I think it was Cobblestone. So we're going to show that. This is the next slide.
Get
So
ready, Jay.
are
Here we
you
go. Get
ready?
ready. Don't be mad. Don't be mad.
This is his first course. Okay, so Cobblestone Park Golf Club. I'm not even sure if we reviewed this on GSPro
We
or
need to
on
queue
the
up
show.
some like way back music, like some like what's like way back time machine music to go back and like reminiscent kind of music where he's like, just this like going back and thinking back to when you were young and built your first course and first started working with the tools and you were so happy when you got to this point and it was great and you're so proud of yourself and now you look at it and
We
what do you
go,
think?
man. So
Man,
this is now. Let's look at the Seaside course now. That,
it's so good.
which looks like a picture, versus this. All right. Now, we're not really bringing this up to embarrass him.
No,
Okay.
no, no, not at
What
all.
I want, what I want to do is like let new designers know. Hopefully, new designers are watching this. Is like how your eye matures. Okay.
Yep.
And don't be afraid to like change color schemes. Work with blues and browns rather than
Greens
the
and creams.
greens. Right. Don't get stuck on the greens. Right. Um,
But
yeah.
like go back to the original one though, and also like the quality of the assets is better too. The
Yes.
degrees are better. Not just the colors for sure. Like these colors don't even match. Like let's be fair. Like you got an emerald green
He's got to
fairway
know
with
this
a
now. I'm
yeah,
assuming
he's
he
looking
knows.
at this going, "Oh my God, guys, just stop." And we're not picking on you. We're really not. But it was a really great example of how one far the tools have come, how far the assets have come, but most importantly, just how far your own design capabilities have come. Because if
Man,
you go forward,
it makes
like
me
you
want to
said,
cry how much these guys are growing up, Mashie.
I'm so proud. We need crying music.
So here we go, and like
It's so good.
it's a V4, okay.
It's stupid good.
It's
I'm just
stupid
gonna
good.
stop talking. It's
Yeah,
stupid
his
good. It's
grasses
Sun
are
Fire.
good. Then minor things here, which is, and he might not know how to do this, but like, so this is a blend. You can see this is blending from his cart path, his cement, to rough, where it should be blending in this area right here. It should be blending to pine straw,
Yep.
and here it should be blending to rough. You can fix that. Just
How would
so
you
you know.
fix that?
How would I fix this? So
Yep.
you could vert paint this in Blender, this section right here. You can go into
Yep.
Blender, circle select, so you highlight the blend itself, circle select this, and you can change the color. Um, and then when you get into Unity, you change that color
It'll
in your not vert painning, but the area of
in the
that
channel.
material. Yeah, for that
Yep, in the
channel
material
to pine
change.
straw.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what I would do.
Good answer.
I think you can do it in Unity too, but the brush in Unity isn't quite as precise.
I agree. I think it's
Um,
easier to circle select and grab the nodes in Blender, especially for that small of a piece.
yeah, change it to so I think by cart it's going to be red, so just change it to like something like green or something.
Yep.
Um, I thought this was really cool. I love the bridge in the background. So here's a perfect example of a course. If you don't put that bridge in there,
Yep.
um, you lose kind of like the feel for the course, and anyone who knows this course is going to know, A, it's missing something, right? So
Yep.
that's pretty
Yep.
cool. I don't know if I'd be curious to know if he did that himself in Blender. It's cool. It didn't have a lot of detail because it's really far off in the background, and it's good
Right.
enough.
It's
I,
great. It's great.
I like to see the tension wires you can see out there. I think is good. It's cool. Um, so
This
this
was weird.
Yeah, so this was interesting, and I'm not sure if he was aware of this or not. So this is obviously this is on this seventh tee box, and there was a couple areas around the course that had this issue. Now from here, this looks great. Okay, he's got like those verty, sandy, like waste
Yep.
areas there on that I'm kind of highlighting with my mouse.
Yep.
But I'm going to zoom in a second and screenshot this area that I'm circling right here, and this is what I
Yep.
see. So it's
It's
like,
almost like he forgot. He should have put a pine straw texture down or something.
yeah,
And
I'm not sure if maybe originally this was a pine straw area that he tried to change out, but he never forgot to change the 3DG color. I'm not
yeah, because
sure.
it looks like pine straw 3DG. Or I mean, we always find these things, so it's pretty minor, but we always find them.
Yep. This walking path was unbelievable.
This is face melting good. It was so good. Share this bridge, please. I love this bridge, and there's so many walk bridges that a lot of us need that
Yeah,
have the handles or the you know what I mean, the rails.
yeah,
So yeah,
it was
share
good.
that please if you would.
Yeah, how you did it, the textures that you used there looked
Yep.
really, really good.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Agreed.
Westfield by Adam
Westfield.
TC4. So
And this is his
Adams
fifth,
is fifth or
sixth,
sixth? Sixth, right?
sixth.
Yeah. So Fred Couples, Northern Virginia, another Northern Virginia course, which I lived in Northern Virginia for a little bit. Let's see here.
Have you ever seen Fred Couples pre-game, like when he's on the range?
No. Why?
I love Fred Couples warm-up routine. It's the best one. If you've never watched Fred Couples, like if you ever like watch any one of the tournaments and they're showing the guys warming up on the range and stuff, Fred Couples has the absolute best warm-up routine of any golfer ever. He goes up and he hits a ball. Then he goes and talks to a caddy for about 15 minutes.
He hits
Then he
one
walks
ball?
Yeah, then he walks back over and he hits a ball, one ball. Then he goes up and down the line talking to everybody. Now these guys are trying to hit their balls, and he's like talking to him. He's like, "Hey, Rom." And he talks to Rom, and he bothers Rom, and then he goes up and bothers somebody else. And he comes back 10 minutes later. He hits one more ball. It's the most casual routine I've ever seen anybody do. And I think in his entire hour warm up, he hits like 7 balls. It's my kind of warm up right there. I love it. Sorry,
So
I digress.
social warm up then, right?
I love Fred Couples. He's awesome.
Um, so we found this course like extremely like consistent throughout it, right? We talked pre-show about, hey, let's get some more screenshots for that. And we're just looking for something that was like, so this is the first tee box. Like, all right,
Yep.
so what's different? Well, it's pretty much the same throughout the whole course, right?
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. I listen, I don't mean this to be negative. I struggled to find really things to take screenshots of because the course just looked a lot alike. There was a lot about the course that was very similar to itself. And so, but it looked good. It wasn't anything wrong with it. I found no issues. I played through it twice. I found no issues with blends. I found no issues with colliders or anything like that. I thought this was hysterical. This is the only thing if I wished anything was on a course. You guys know me and power lines by now. Like that core that like you could see where the power lines are on the sat shader.
Yeah.
And then you carved all the trees out where the power lines would go for some reason. I don't know why. I think it was cool though. So anyway, I just thought it was kind of funny and unique.
And some big long mow lines up the power line, right?
But yep. I love it. I don't know why, but I love it. And then I've never seen this
Straight out
on.
of Stephen King.
I meant to actually go in and do some research on the course before the show. I just ran out of time. Which is what's the deal with the cemetery? Is that a pet cemetery? I hope it's not a people cemetery. Maybe it's for people that shoot 17 on a hole.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do haunted hay rides in October.
Maybe, I don't know. So I thought there's a cemetery on the course. So if you know the details, let us know in the comments. I'm curious. And then I thought the water was really good. Not all the water on these courses is perfect, clear, crystal, beautiful. This is kind of that muddy brown water, but I thought he offset it. I thought you offset it really well with the flowers and the bushes in the background. It blended well, but also had little pops of color here and there. So I just thought it looked really nice.
Yep. Nice job. Yeah, I think we all have a tendency to like want to make water like blue and perfect, and it's not always the case at all.
Not always the case. Yep. Okay.
So, the Gauntlet.
Yeah.
We have
I
somebody.
need a breath for this.
Yeah, do we need to report our drinks here for the Gauntlet?
We do need to report our drinks for the Gauntlet. Yeah. So we need to rename the second half of the episode today the RunPuddRun episode.
The Run Gauntlet. The Gauntlet.
The Run Gauntlet.
Run from the Gauntlet.
Yep.
So we had this week, a brave soul, a lone warrior, I should say, has entered the Gauntlet, and he just has 4 weapons. 4 weapons. That's it. And that's now.
Are you building the slide?
Yeah. Now, who is this guy? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait.
No,
That's Stone Cold Steve Austin, isn't it?
Come on, it's not Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, wait. It's Run. There he is. There he is. Okay.
He's our Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same guy, right? I mean, look at that. So he's our warrior this week, and he reached out and he said, "Okay, I'm ready to go. I'm going to put my 4 boys, my weapons, through the Gauntlet, which are Mark Bostic Golf Course, okay, which I think came out last week.
Yep, we did that one last week.
Top of the Rock.
Yep. A couple weeks ago.
A few weeks ago. I think it was like a month ago. Ruffled Feathers, that's pretty new. I think that was last week with Mark Bostic, I think. And then that new course that no one's heard of, Golf Club of Phoenix.
The Goat Track.
The Goat Track, right? And so those are his 4 weapons. And who is he going against? Well, he's going against the Birdies, the Eagles, and the Aces. So what's going to happen? So let's take these one by one. Okay. Now, keep in mind, we've reviewed all these in previous shows. So if you want the details, go back to the previous shows. But I will give you a quick shot. So here is Mark Bostic. So this is the University of Florida course that he did, which has the gold tee, the bold tee markers. There were some other areas around the course that were Florida colors. And so
cool course.
Yeah, cool course, absolutely. So we went back and Mashie and I kind of got together, and we decided to give this one a birdie. Now, I want to make sure that people understand that a birdie is not like the lowest tier that we give out. It is like the first tier that we give out. And if anyone ever like submits a course, we won't ever give anything lower than a birdie. We just won't tell anyone that we reviewed it, right? I know he's disappointed. It's like, oh, I got a birdie. It's like, no, dude, a birdie is really good. It's just that we don't. We won't review a course and say no. Sorry, you didn't get anything. We just won't even mention it, right?
Yep.
So
I think birdies are good. People should not think birdies are not good. Birdies are good. This was a really good course.
Yes.
Okay. Just in our mind, it was not the level of the Eagles.
Yep. Yes. So tip of the
Top of the rock.
tip. Oh yeah, top of
Oh
the.
yeah, now I remember that one.
Yes,
Yeah, the
yes,
top of yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which I still think that church is absolutely amazing. I love it.
I do too. I do too.
So this was a par 3 course, which is really fun. I think I've played this probably 3 times now. And the guys come over,
Yep.
we do par 3, we would load up top of the rock. So what did we decide to do with top of the rock? We gave
This
it.
is good.
This is good. This was a pretty good course, and I think you
Yeah.
suspect that it's definitely not getting a birdie, right?
Definitely not getting a birdie. Yep. Yep.
And we
Yep.
decided to give it an eagle.
We got an
Eagle.
eagle on this one. It's a good course. Like it a lot. Lot of fun. Have played it a bunch too, so I think I got an eagle on that one.
Yep. And then ruffled feathers. So you guys might have heard like all the jokes earlier about 17 and all these features for Masta Blaster me, and you might wonder what's going on. Well, I loaded up this course when RunPuddRun said, "Hey guys, I want to put ruffled feathers through the Gauntlet." I was like, "Okay, let me load it up and play it again." And I'm going through and I'm having a pretty decent round until hole 5.
It is not a hard hole. Let's be fair.
Well, look, it's the hardest hole in the course.
Well, okay, but it's not okay. But it's not 17 hard.
Now, so what happened is my first shot went kind of off to the right, which made my next shot have to carry basically 190 over water. And I just kept on hitting. So my 6-iron, I get out my 6-iron, which is like my 190 club, and for some reason it keeps on fading right into the water. And it goes into the water. Now, of course, GSPro, it gives me the option to drop like much closer. So my next shot might have been like 60 yards. But I'm like,
Yep.
no. Principle is I can make this shot. So I kept on hitting re-hit.
So
And it
this
kept,
is your tin cup moment.
yes. Give me another ball.
Yes. Give me another ball.
Yeah. I hit so many
Rome's,
damn balls into this water. I think the water went up 2 inches.
Rome's, give me another ball.
Yes.
Rome's, another ball.
So
And you're snapping your fingers and putting your hand out, and you're giving me another ball.
yeah, so it was a little bit of a disaster, and I got a little bit frustrated, and as you can tell, I just stopped playing. I was done.
I see that. I see that. Yes.
Like, no, I'm done. All right, 17, F it, I'm done. So joking, or someone had posted about blowing up holes in Discord, so I said, oh yeah, I blew up a hole. So RunPuddRun, I think our Dyer actually made the plaque. So they decided on the 5th hole of this course to put a plaque dedicated to me. Thank you very much on scoring a 17 on this, and records, and you know, and local legend says that you can still see a club that I snapped off in the water, and believe it or not, you can see it. There it
You
is.
can see the club in the water right
Yeah.
there.
So
I love it. I love
thank
it.
you, RunPuddRun. I think it's because we make so much fun of him on liking like wide open courses that he can drive in, which I just can't hit anything. So, that's how it goes. So anyway, Ruffled Feathers Golf Club. What did we decide to go with there?
So Ruffled technically came out this week.
Huh?
Didn't it come out this week or was it last
No.
week? I guess it was
No.
last week
It was
came out.
last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, you're right. It was last week.
Yep. 100% last week.
I like this course a lot.
Yeah.
Not just because we are a little subject to bribery.
I don't like the course, but
But I think the course was extremely well done. I think it is from a player's, as you know, from a play perspective, it's a shot course. You've got to be able to place
yes.
the ball off the tee in certain spots. It's not just to whale the driver off the tee. So I like this one a lot. So let's go. Let's give it an award. We're going Eagle.
Yep.
I think this is a really good course. And so I put my vote in for Eagle on it.
Yep. We're unanimous on that one. So
Yep.
Eagle.
Yep. Last one,
which is this goat track.
this goat track. I cannot believe that this goat track is back in the game. I love this course. This course is so good. Which, by the way, it did get an MPOW before we did MPOW. I mean, we did MPOWs, but we didn't have badges for MPOWs. because I
Right.
think this is week 4 of our episode, or
Wow, it was
episode
that long?
4.
This was week 4.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think somebody went back and looked it up and said it was episode 4. I thought they said it was that we did this. Um, this course was so good on all levels, and it is back with the appropriate changes needed so that we can all enjoy it. So thank
yeah.
you, Run. Doesn't need to be reviewed. If you want to review it, you can go back and watch episode 4 if
And
you
I
want to see what
think
our review was.
this kind of complements what we said last week, which on the win, which was when you have someone like our Dyer who can do
Mm-hmm.
such great work in Blender
Mm-hmm.
and a great course designer like RunPuddRun, when they get together and they work and they collaborate, and those two things come together so well,
I
right?
think also it might have been right behind Whispering Pines, like the first V4 course,
Oh,
first
this
or
was
second.
definitely like, I think this is the first V4 course that came out of not the big three. So this
Yeah,
is the
and I
first
think DPR had some help
non-Sting,
behind.
DPR, non-John
Yeah,
V4
but I
course.
think DPR had some help. I think they had some help behind the scenes with the
Yes,
blending and
because this
stuff.
was
So
very
yeah,
early on. Yes.
early on. Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. So just really good. So this is a no-brainer for me. There's only one goat track that deserves the
Well, we
hit it.
definitely not a birdie, right?
Definitely not a birdie. So where's it gonna fit? It's gonna fit in
So we
a.
decided to give it yes. Oh wait, oh it's back. It's an eagle.
Oh,
It's an
it's
ace.
an
There you
ace.
go.
It's an ace. There you go. It's an
Yes.
ace.
So well done, Run Pud. You got your ace.
Ace, 2 birdies and an eagle.
Oh, he's got the first Grand
No,
Slam.
no ace. He's got an ace, a birdie, and 2 eagles. Yeah, he got
Yes,
one of all. He's
he
got the
got the
first Grand
Grand
Slam.
Slam.
You're right.
He got the Grand
Yeah.
Slam.
Yeah.
Yep.
And by the way, I will tell you, Ryan, you're the first one to actually, I think the first one to submit multiple courses and be like, hey, let's go.
No, Pac-Man had 3 that one week,
Oh, you're right.
and
Pac-Man
he
had
got
3.
3
I'm sorry.
eagles. Remember, he got
He
3
got 3
eagles.
eagles.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Yep.
in summary, what we just said, which is he got a birdie, 2 eagles, and an ace. So, well done. Well done,
Yep. Well done.
Stone Cold.
Well done, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the golf designer.
So our must play of the week. So first of all, let's say that we're not gonna obviously select Golf Club of Phoenix,
No,
right?
that already got Empow
Yeah.
exactly in previous weeks. So, um, this one was easy for me. I'm going Seaside.
I agree.
I think it was great. I think it was really well done. I
Yep.
think it was a fun course to play. And no, Seaside's my pick. Sounds like it's your pick.
Yes, it is. I think it was an easy one for
Con-
me too.
Congrats, Jay Pruitt. We'll run Pud. Jay Pruitt will get you guys your badges to put on your courses.
You rock, dude.
You rock. It was great.
And I'll tell you what, Jay, it is Jay. I'll call you Jay. I'll call you Pruitt. I'll call you Jay Pruitt.
JP.
It is nice to see, for the lack of a better term, how your course building has matured. Let's put it that way.
You're gonna cry again.
I am.
There's no crying in golf building, okay? There's no crying. Like he watched your videos. He's like a proud papa over here. He watched my videos.
I know that guy. I know him. Okay.
Anything big coming up this week for you, my friend?
No.
Okay.
No.
Number of courses. What's your course pick?
Oh boy. So we didn't have. So Run didn't release anything. So we had 2 from Pac-Man.
None from Run.
Run from Run. I feel like we have a lot of stuff in beta right now.
I feel like we've had nothing from Tech Bud in a couple. I mean, not. I mean, I guess he had one last week, but we haven't had a bunch of Tech
And
Bud.
so who picked first last week? Was it you or me?
I did.
Okay. So I'm gonna say 9.
I'm stalling while I look at what's in beta.
Oh, you.
And how long have they been in beta?
And then you see some stuff gets pulled out of beta too, and you're like, oh, did they submit? You know?
Yeah. I'm gonna say 7.
Oh, you're going low.
I'm going low this week. I think it's summertime. I think in-person golf, real life golf is taking up people's time more than Sam at the moment, and I think we're kind of gonna hit a little bit of a lull going into summer on course releases. So I'm gonna go a little lower than I would in the wintertime.
Okay. All right.
I'm
So
going 7.
9 and 7. We'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, you should feel immortalized. You are now plaqued in number 5 of Ruffled Feathers. You've been honored throughout the entire show with 17s popping up here and there. There may be a
I
couple
don't know
Easter
if it's
eggs that you
something
didn't
I
even
should
know
be
about.
proud of or not.
I think the fact that you put it out there for the world to see is exactly
Uh,
what they would expect from us.
yeah, that's probably right.
All right. You guys, thank you for watching. Hit them long and straight. Subscribe. We need 27 more subscribers to get to 1,000, so please hit subscribe.
I think we'll be saying the same thing next week.
I know. We need 27.
27, 27.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. See ya. Bye.
Bye.